Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm playing High Tide today, but I'm playing Fams. We're going to try out a version playing the Modern Age, which allows us to have a 2-3 flyer eventually, as well as get some card selection. And combining with Godfair's Faithful, we are looking to cantrip using our 4 Preordain, 2 Ponder, find our High Tide and our Familiar, and then use Snap to make infinite mana with our Chaomancer. And then kill our opponent eventually with deep analysis or attacking with our creatures and just keeping counterspells. Just 2 foils in the main deck with a bunch of counterspells sideboard. We're going to bring in Prohibit over 1 Lose Focus, 1 Last Breath. And those just are a little bit better overall. Last Breath is pretty solid for the Fairies matchup and little creatures. Dusted Us for Affinity. We have another Revoke there. Negates are good overall counterspells. For Hydro for red and prohibits as well. So let's play some Fams. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Round 1, we're on the play. This is fine actually. We have land drop turn 2 Modern Age. Okay. Our opponent on red-green. We find another land. Let's preordain. Faithful High Tide. Top and top. Play the land. Let's see what our opponent's going to do. This turn we can Faithful, Modern Age, discard the Deep Analysis. Malevolent Rumble. Altasaur, Wild Growth, Arbor Elf. So I'm wondering if they're on land destruction. That would suck. You know, people aren't usually playing Altasaur and not land destruction. But we're just going to do things. Play Faithful. They didn't like keep a hand that had turn 2 land destruction. What did they choose? They chose Wild Growth. Let's discard the Deep Analysis. Here comes the land destruction spell, I'm sure. Plays a Chrysalis. Okay. I'm still safe. Okay, we loot. I'll discard a Faithful. Then we'll go Deep Analysis. Looking for lands. Found a land. So let's just play it out as a tap land. Actually, there might be merit to going. Let's see, High Tide. I don't really have anything going on. I should maybe not do a tap land, but I'll just get the tap land. So I'm thinking I could maybe flicker 2 islands to make mana if I have double High Tide going on. Maybe it's just ramp. It would be great. We're at 19. We pass the opponent. They have 5 mana. Wild Growth still 5 mana. So they're going to cast Avenging Hunter? Okay. It's scary, but maybe we can still just power through. There's Mountain. Okay. Found an island. So does that win the game? Play the island. High Tide, 8 mana. Mancer, get High Tide. And then cast High Tide. And I can make infinite life. Right? So I have 5. High Tide, 8. Mancer, go to 4. High Tide, I have 3 mana left over, but I go to 4 mana. This taps for 3. Infinite life. And then I guess I just cast Chaomancer after that to get back High Tide. Then the next turn I go High Tide, flicker, High Tide. Flicker, High Tide, win the game maybe? Alright, whatever. Let's make infinite life. High Tide. Chaomancer, get High Tide. Cast High Tide. Now I have 4 mana. So if I flicker here, I'll have 7 mana. Doesn't really do anything either. I'm just going to flicker. Okay, I'm at 40 life. Play Chaomancer. Return the High Tide. Your turn. If I can find a snap, then I can win. I can also next turn go High Tide, flicker, 1 mana left over, High Tide, 6 mana. Drifter, flicker, drifter. Our opponent plays a repurposer. Seems to be just ramping. That's awesome. But post board will probably play things like Breath Weapon. They rumble. Oh boy, they do have Acid Moss in their deck. Picks another Avenging Hunter. They attack in with their 7/6. Okay, so Lorien revealed. Let's see what happens. High Tide. I think I can filter. So we're gonna flicker. Get back to High Tide. Yeah, this should work. That's High Tide. And then we make 3, flicker here, which gives me the High Tide again. That's the High Tide. Combo time. Because now we have 2 mana left over. Cycle for an untapped island. Land. Make infinite mana. And we'll see what happens. I'm gonna make mana for a while. Okay, now I can poke the Drifter. We draw 2 cards. We flicker the Drifter. Combo time. Get back the flicker. Found a familiar. Have to make more mana. I need to find a snap. That way I can use my other mana. I wonder if it would be worth it for me to, like, let's see, go for another High Tide. 4 mana available. Okay, flicker. Just make it a little bit faster on myself. Get the High Tide. Because we have 18 minutes on clock. High Tide again. Also, the Faithful is just causing me a lot of time suck. What I can do is do yield through this turn, making sure that I just don't use all my mana. As long as you're floating mana when you have yield through this turn on, you don't have to respond to the triggers. So if I get priority back, it doesn't matter. But I don't have to, like, that way I don't have to click through the God-Pharaoh's Faithful's triggers. Play another Arcane Answer for the High Tide. Oops. Cast High Tide. Then let's see if we can start doing stuff. I wonder if someone in paper facing me already would have conceded to infinite life. Maybe not. Let's evoke a Drifter. Because what I'd like to do is... Oops, I was F6 there. That was a mistake. Yep. Well, that happens. Drifter died. There we go. Finding a snap. Snap the Chrysalis. Untap these 2 white lands. Play a familiar. Play another familiar. Flicker here. Back snap. Snap this thing. Untap. Play another familiar. Draw some cards. I should actually just snap my Faithful. Snap the Faithful. Now I can turn off the F6. And then another High Tide's fine. Draw some cards. Draw more cards. Modern Age. And discard the Faithful. Preordain. Autumn the lands. I'm gonna just put a bunch of... I'm looking for my foils. Don't really need these. Autumn, bottom. Flicker. Once I get the foil, I can just counterspell lock them. Ponder. There's a foil. No shuffle. Just keep drawing cards. And I probably want to go ahead and snap their Avenging Hunter now. We have 4 mana left. Bounce this. Then we're going to get back all my snaps. Snap. And then get back the other one. And then snap off their spawns. Bounce it. Bounce it. We have a High Tide in hand. These are the cards we want to keep. These cards we don't care about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could draw a few more cards. All good. Get back the Flicker. Okay, Modern Age. We want to discard the Faithful. Another Modern Age. Discard a Faithful. Might as well preordain. Bottom, bottom. Then I'm going to use the Flicker to preordain and try to find my other foil. Just grabbing another preordain. We do have to worry about not decking, so make sure that we don't like use so many cards that we deck to the Modern Ages. Foil and Mortuary Mire. Okay, we're good. Wait, I want the Mortuary Mire. Hop, hop. Cast a Mole Drifter. Okay, I should be fine. Attack in. We take the initiative. I'm gonna say done, not get the land. I'm gonna discard, and then discard everything. Doot, doot, doot. Keeping like 1 land, and then we can keep. Definitely want the Mortuary Mire. Keep 1 Tide in hand. Okay, your turn. So now the combo is I have infinite counterspells. Cast a Writhing Chrysalis. We'll go High Tide and counterspell. Counter. Looks like they're going to cast an Avenging Hunter. Got another counterspell. End step, we're going to go ahead and get the counterspells back, get the High Tide back. Flicker again. Get the foil. Flicker again. High Tide back in hand. Then we can flicker to get back something to discard. Just getting back random stuff here. 13 minutes on clock. Getting back the flicker. We'll forge. Power up this one. Discard. 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 Play the land. Put the creature back on top. And F6 attack. Now I can just discard a bunch of stuff. The hand size. Opponent casting another Writhing Chrysalis. We will high tide into a foil again. Counter. They do get some spawns, but we have enough to kill. Counter again. Okay, so now I'm just going to yield until my second main phase. Make sure to trap them. And attack with everything. Everything flips. Just make sure that I don't have to like click through anything, which saves me slight amounts of clock. Get in. So then my turn cost me 5 seconds. Alright. We are 12, 9, 13 on clock. So we need... I mean, the Faithfuls probably aren't going to help us win the game. We just need the negates. And then the last question is, do I want the out to have infinite life? Or should I... Because that did help. But we probably would have won the next turn anyway. Last Breath can take out their creature. I think I bring in a Revoke. Alright. We have land drops. Stuff to do. Mancer is already in hand. We can try to cantrip into things that matter. Our opponent has kept 6. Is land Utopia Sprawl. Go red. Play the Floodplain. Turn 1, Floodplain is probably fine. Even if they blow it up. They did not. I'll try a Ponder. Flicker and High Tide, so all these are good. No Shuffle. Play the Floodplain. We're going to draw the Flicker the next turn. A Wild Growth. Okay. Strange. Land. As Preordain. Revoke Existence. Okay. So I guess I top and top and then get rid of your red land. Or your red source, I mean. Since nothing happened on the last turn. They can't Pyroblast me now. Plays a green source. They blow up my land. Play a land. Pass. They play a Repurposer. So High Tide, 6 mana. Archaeomancer, High Tide, that's not enough. Play a land. Pass the Modern Age. Maybe I can find a familiar. Snap. Okay. So I can discard the Lorien. And then next turn I could probably win. 6 mana for a boarding party. Okay, please no land destruction. They reveal an Arbor Elf. Okay. We should be able to get there with the cards in hand. Gets in for 9. Muldrifter. We draw a Lorien. So I have to think. 6 Mancer. I think I need the land. 6 Mancer High Tide. Get the land. So I'll discard the Muldrifter. High Tide. Archaeomancer. Get the High Tide. Cast High Tide. Island Cycle. Basic land. Land. Snap the Archaeomancer. Now I have 7 mana. Land. So 4 Archaeomancer. Get High Tide. Cast the High Tide. And now I can snap my Archaeomancer. This makes infinite mana. Combo time. So now we don't have to worry about doing anything but just trying to actually draw. It's actually, I believe, slightly more mana efficient to use your snaps to make mana at this point, since we're only making 1 mana from every flicker. I just got to do that for a bit. Snap. Okay, I have a bunch of mana, so I'm going to get back a Lorien Revealed now. It would have been awesome if I could have kept the Muldrifter in hand, because that would have been deterministic. But now we found a Muldrifter anyway, so it is now deterministic. We flicker. I'm not F6'd. Draw. Get back the flicker. Okay. Snap your Arbor Elf. The Archaeomancer. Get back the snap. Snap this thing. Flicker. Get back the snap. Gotta put the stack down here. Bounce. Okay. Flicker. We're gonna get the Revoke. Get rid of your Wild Growth. Yoink. Get rid of that thing. Let's draw some cards. Flicker. Plenty of mana. Okay. Found another familiar. I want to go ahead and grab the snap, which will allow me to have some white mana. Snap this thing. Familiar. Play the Archaeomancer. Get back the snap. And we'll just... I think I'm going to go for the Preordain. See if I can find the foil. Another High Tide. Bottom. Got back the Preordain again and cast it. This is probably fine. We take the familiar. Untap. Cast the familiar. Answer. Get back the Preordain. Preordain. bottom. I mean, I wanted to do that because this makes it just 3 mana. Or 2 mana. There's a foil. Archaeomancer. Get back another Preordain. Cast a Preordain. Keep bottoming. More mana. Draw some more cards. We also want to put some creatures on the table. Okay, we found the Mortuary Mire. In bottom of the Modern Age. Modern Age is going to be another attacker for later. Discard that. Another High Tide. So let's draw some more cards. 20 cards left in deck. Preordain again. We'll bottom these, I don't need them. Don't need the familiar, so I'm just going to pitch that to the Modern Age. Found a Mole Drifter. Let's cast a Drifter. I think I have 1 Drifter left in the deck. Let's Preordain. Bottom and bottom. There's the last Drifter. Now I'm going to flicker back the Snap. Untap all my lands. And cast a Mole Drifter. So untap all lands. Here we go. Mancer. Get back a High Tide. Cast Mole Drifter. Then I guess we're good. Found the other foil. Awesome. Pass. In paper, you could just now deep analysis your opponent with your infinite mana. We don't need the Ponder. We don't need the second High Tide. We want... Guess we can discard lands. Negate. Land. And the deep analysis. This is why they call it combo control, I guess. We're gonna High Tide. They have cast a Malevolent Rumble. Maybe we'll just go ahead and negate that. Cast an Arbor Elf. Go ahead and foil the Arbor Elf. Flicker back the negate. I wonder if they have a Burying Macabre. It's possible. If they do, though, we can just flicker and get the stuff back anyway. Okay. Just wanted to go to the end step in case something weird happened. Get back the flicker and the High Tide. And get back the foil. And then use 1 more to get back a random card. Okay, doesn't seem like they have a Macabre, so I'm just going to keep doing stuff. My turn. Rummage. Or loot. Discard a land. Loot. Discard a High Tide. Play Mortuary Mire. Put the familiar on top. And then we're going to put it into the graveyard. Guess I should High Tide first. Let's go ahead and attack. Okay, play High Tide. And then flicker here. Put the Mole Drifter on top. Cast the Modern Age. We'll discard the Mole Drifter. And then untap my lands. And with my last mana floating, I'll put the Mole Drifter back on top again. My opponent is letting me take lots of actions. We have 8, 9, 10, 11 power. Okay. Well, I just need 1 more turn. And for them not to have like a Weather Storm. Who's worried about clock anyway? My opponent paused for almost 8 minutes and then cast a Breath Weapon, which I'm going to counter. They're just running out their clock. It's fine. So here, it sort of seems like my opponent was bored that I was taking actions and they didn't get to take actions. As like just comboing forever and it was annoying. But it was deterministic. So if you're bored, we should just go to the next game. That's what I say. Alright, they passed in my turn. What could they cast for 1 mana? Maybe a Fog? I feel like I can't F6. They spent their entire clock just making me wait for my trigger. That's just sad. We'll see you at round 2. Round 2 versus Bernas Torres. We have High Tide, Flicker, Mole Drifter. I'm going to keep... There's some risk here. We have no cantrips. When it's on burn. Burnus. It's funny. Let's go... Island, I guess. Pass. They're just attacking in. They didn't make a land drop. There's their land. Okay. Guess I have to play the Mortuary Mire now. They're playing Madness Burn. Whether it's black and red or just red, we don't know yet. Black, red, burn. Okay. They get in for 1, we go to 14. Casting a Looting. So this is up to 6 damage here. It is 6. So we'll go to 8 and then we're pretty close to dead. Haven't really accomplished anything so far. I played 2 lands and I'm gonna die. They get in. Or we're gonna go to 8 here. It's possible that I could combo off on the next turn. However, pretty unlikely. We're gonna have to... We're gonna do evoke this Mole Drifter. Discard the Faithful. They use a Flush Out. Discarding Razor Trap Gorge. Plays an Epicure. Go to 7, then we're gonna go to 6. Okay, 6, 5 now. So I have to, I guess I can high tide, shuffle, play. They're not showing strength here, but I don't know if it's best to snap their creature, because they're just gonna get the value back. If I high tide, I'll have 5 mana. I can drifter and snap it, but that doesn't really get me anywhere. If I cycle this for the dual land, I think I have to do that. The floodplain, play that. Just snap an Epicure, untap, play the Faithful, and pass. This is going to put me to 4. Play Highway Robbery, using Sacrifice. Discards a Kitchen Imp. That will put me to 3. Okay. Block. I do have the option of casting the foil. I'm at 3. They have Chain Lightning. So if I foil, pitch, flicker, I go to 4 life. I have to draw something crazy. Okay. High tide again. I have 5 mana, so I can just hard cast a Mole Drifter or evoke it and hope for the best. 1, 2, 3, floating blue, white. Alright. Evoke the Mole Drifter. Snap would be amazing. Did not find a snap. Let's play the Modern Age. Discard the Familiar. I'm just gonna go the next game. Or it's just, I feel like super behind. Barely, so we're bringing in the negates. Get rid of the foils. Get rid of the high tides. And then bring in Hydroblast. No prohibit. So 4 Hydro, 2 negate. Now we're just gonna try to play a fair game. I'm on the play. Have to mulligan. Okay. We'll keep this. Get rid of the Mire. Play the Floodplain and pass the turn. I'm hoping to top deck another land for sure. The rest is really bad. Super bad. I'll have to top deck a land. We found the land. Clutch. Let's play the Modern Age. I'll discard the Snap. I'm just keeping the lands. I want to maybe evoke a Drifter next turn. They grab the prize, discard Snacker. We draw land. We draw land. So I will discard this land. Maybe I should have kept that actually. Play the Familiar, play the land. If they don't kill my Familiar, I can hardcast a Mole Drifter. They get in for 2. Vampire's Kiss. No Bolt. So they probably have a Pyroblast. We're just going to try it. Red Blast. I mean, that's what I expected. Couldn't really do anything else. They could just bolt my Vector Glider. Grab the prize, pitching a Kitchen Imp. I can block that. And Jagged Barrens. Find a Modern Age. That's Archaeomancer. Turning the Lorien. I'm just going to pass the Modern Age. Discard the Flicker. They discard a Snacker, so they're going to get a second Snacker back this turn if they want. Another Kitchen Imp. Snacker comes back. I'm super dead. Rakdos Carnarium. They pick up the land. We go to 5. Or what? This puts me to 7. Re-loot. Go to land. Try Lorien revealed. If they have another Pyro, I should just concede. That's pretty gross. We'll go to the next game. Okay. We are here in round 3. We have a turn 2 Familiar. Our opponent's playing Islands. Start with Floodplain. They cycle a Lorien. Let's see what they get. Regular Island. Don't know if they're playing High Tide or whatever. Plays an Island. Is it going to be High Tide? Looks like they're going to cast a scroll. Yes, it is High Tide. So we have to... We find our own High Tide. Play the Familiar. I think I have infinite mana next turn. They Brainstorm. We have High Tide, Familiar, Mancer for the High Tide, Snap the Mancer, High Tide, Mancer for Snap, infinite mana. That's crazy. We have a turn 3 infinite mana. But can I do anything with it? They cast Augur of Bolus. Finding Psychic Puppetry. It would be so sick if I could turn 3 them here. Land, High Tide, blue, Mancer. We return the High Tide. We snap the Archaeomancer. Untap. We cast High Tide. Then we make infinite mana. Ha! Sick. Combo time. Mancer. Get the snap. I can't believe it. I'd love to see the turn 3. That's so cool. Mancer again. I'm going to untap all my lands. And then make a ton of mana. Oh, they just scoop. They just scooped. Okay, let's see what would have happened. We would have cast Modern Age, getting Modern Age, pitching Floodplain, finding Faithful, pitch that, and then we would have preordained, and then we could have answered back the preordain. So odds were decent. That was awesome. Now I can cut all 4 Faithfuls for counterspells, and then maybe also 1 Modern Age for another counterspell. I was so sad about that round 2 that I almost just dropped the league, but here I am with the turn 3 win. That was sick. Okay, I'll keep. We just have to look for counterspells when it goes island. They're probably going to be bringing in Gig Drowse. We'll play an island. Where's you island? Plays a brainstorm. Found a flicker. That's nice. Cast Ponder. Archaeomancer. So this is very close. So we'll keep this. No shuffle. Play the floodplain. They're gonna go for a turn 3. Nope, they cycle Lorien. Finding an island. They cast a preordain. So I guess what it comes down to, I know my next draw is an island. Can't win the game with that. So I think I have to just evoke a drifter, tap out. Then they have an easy opportunity for a turn 4. But now I have the familiar. So this can give me, doesn't win the game. Go High Tide, Familiar, Flicker, make mana. Doesn't do it. It's mana neutral. Play an island. Do you have it? You're going to Giga Drowse me. Okay, fine. I could flicker this, but it doesn't really do anything. Play my island. Pass. They use another Giga Drowse. Fine. High Tide. They have 4 cards in hand. Another High Tide. Ideas draws a card. Pieces. Finds Island, Tide, Puppetry, Scroll, Ideas. So I can just go Scroll Ideas. I think I'm good to concede to that. Should have kept more counter spells, I guess. What was I supposed to do? Foil is good here. We'll just do our best. So is my hand any good? I have High Tide, Snap, Ponder, High Tide, Foil. Guess I'm keeping. Let's Ponder, looking for a land. Found a land. So Flicker, Beachfront, Ponder. No shuffle. Double High Tide can make me win with just a single Mancer. They cycle Lorien. I'm going to Ponder. I think I have to shuffle this. Darn, we drew the Drifter. They go Brainstorm. Cycles a Lorien for an island. Let's preordain. I need lands. We top. Play the land. Pass. So now if they try to go for it this turn, maybe we can just get them. They cast a Merchant Scroll. Finding Puppetry. They cast a preordain. So they're tapped out now. So we're going to go High Tide. The land's tap for 3, and then we can Drifter, Snap, Drifter a couple of times. High Tide. Evoke a Mole Drifter. Found a Mancer. Snap the Mole Drifter. Untap. I think this is infinite mana. Archaeomancer. Get High Tide. Cast High Tide. And they concede! We didn't have a flicker, but it was coming up. Easy. I'll see you in round 5 or 4. Okay, round 4. I have a hand that has a lot of mana. So, it seems okay. Maybe keepable. Our opponent's playing Mountain Go. So probably Madness Burn, I would imagine. Play a Floodplain and pass. Then I can play my other Floodplain, maybe get another island. I play a Kessig. Floodplain. Just gonna grab it. Well, guess I should pass. So there's an option where I could go like High Tide, snap your thing. Play the Gutter Snipe. I could be dead next turn, which is hilarious. Turn off Body Yields then. No, I can't really do anything with this though. Should I shuffle? Should I cycle? If I cycle, I can go High Tide, snap. Then I'll have 6, 7 mana. So there's a possibility that I could go infinite. I will island cycle, trying to get an untapped land. Play Faithful. Just going to Modern Age and pray. They could definitely kill me. Every bolt is 6 damage. Alright, we have the win next turn. Assuming I'm not dead. I should have just gone for it, apparently. They cast Demand Answers. Problem is if they have a Fire Blast. Sneaky Snacka. Okay. Getting in. I'll block. We go to 16. Chain Lightning. Now I go to 13. Okay, so I can discard the Island or the Mole Drifter. Let me think. If I discard the Flicker, then I can go High Tide, 3, 6, 7 mana. Archaeomancer for High Tide, snap the Mancer. Infinite. Then get the Flicker back. Then, okay. So they have to not have a Fire Blast. High Tide, Archaeomancer. Okay. Can I get lucky? High Tide. Snap. Oh man. They didn't have it. Archaeomancer for snap. Combo time. Let's cast our Mole Drifter now that have some mana. Okay. The Archaeomancer. Get back the Ghostly Flicker. And then Flicker here. We'll draw. Play Archaeomancer. Get back a High Tide. Cast a High Tide. Makes faster mana. Untap. Mancer again. Get back the Snap. Flicker. We'll get the High Tide again. See, when the stack and the triggered windows are in the same spot, you have to move them around. It's kind of annoying. Gotta put this over here. There we go. High Tide. Snap. The actual clicking through everything is pretty tough because of all of the Magic Online interface stuff. Once we have multiple familiars in play, it's a lot easier. It automatically uses the colored mana, but if for generic mana, you have to actually cast the stuff. Let's make another Mole Drifter. Oink. Answer. Back to Snap. Draw some cards. We draw Snap Ponder. Let's ponder. There's a familiar. Put it on top, no shuffle. Cast the familiar. Things are a little bit faster now. Let's draw some cards. Preordain, looking for another familiar. We found Mortuary Mire and a High Tide. Don't need the High Tide. Mire I do want to keep. Let's draw some more cards. We don't want to give them cards because then they could draw into their Fire Blast. In the Modern Age, discard this. Let's snap the Mancer, makes more mana. I think I'll snap your pingers as well. So I'm just going to Flicker, get back my Snap, and snap them out. That way I'm not dead to random spells. Boink. And let's draw. Maybe it wasn't worth it to draw 3 cards. We drew the foils. Cast a Mole Drifter. Our opponent did not. Okay. I thought they were conceding there for a second. It's all good. Preordain. Another familiar. Now everything costs 1 mana, so it makes it quite easy. Just draw more cards. Trying to find the other familiar or Mole Drifter. Found a Modern Age. Discard. There's another familiar, but I don't need it. Draw. I mean, I could go for Faithful, but I don't think I need the Faithful either. Snap. Bounce this. Just pure control. And then let's use the Mancers to get Preordains back. And dig for the other Mole Drifter. There it is. Pop the Mole Drifter. Put it on the table. And pass the turn. I should probably get a High Tide into hand. I have a High Tide. Okay. Pass. We're going to discard the creatures. This one. We're going to discard Deep Analysis. We want to keep Foil, Mire, High Tide, and Flicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I'll also keep a land and a Snap. That means I can just go over here and click all these ones. So that was a turn 4 combo. We had a turn 3 and a turn 4 this league. That was pretty sweet. So this version of the deck is really looking to play a control endgame where you combo off and then you just lock them out. All right, our opponent scoops. We have 4 Hydroblast, Last Breath as well because they're a pingers version. We want to get rid of the High Tides and try to just win a fair way. So I think I'd take out the foils and bring in 2 negates, maybe even cutting an Archaeomancer. We could also cut a Flicker or another negate. Okay. We're not a combo deck anymore. Not exactly, anyway. Okay, I have a Hydroblast. I have a Beachfront. Pretty keepable. Mountain from the opponent. They go Epic here. I'm going to play Island so that I can counter a Pinger. Or a draw spell, but we'll counter the Pinger here. So now I can't, I have nothing to hold up, so I'll preordain first. If I draw a Hydroblast, I could play Untapped Island. I get in for 1. We're looking for the Faithfuls. Preordain. There's a Faithful and a Drifter, so I think I should, let's see, we have 4 men in play. I'll top, play the Beachfront. Next turn, probably Faithful plus Modern Age. They discard a Snacker and Boltface. Gets in for 1. We're going to draw the Muldrifter we knew about, play the Faithful, and then play Modern Age. We'll discard the Flicker. I want the Negate, I want the Preordain. I want to try to make up enough mana to have the Muldrifter. They demand answers discarding another Snacker, so they have 4 power in the air. I'm afraid to block here. If they have the land drop, they could blow me out. I think I'm just not going to block. They Fire Blast my creature. Wow. I'll discard the Modern Age. Has to Preordain. Hydroblast and a Drifter. So top and top. Play a land. Pass the turn. I can Hydroblast this. They just have nothing. Okay. Blow that up. They attack for 4. My turn. We get a 2-3. Play a 2-2. Okay. I mean, your turn. Now I can Mire back the Faithful. Okay, we win. On round 5. Okay, we're up versus Sephiro. I'm on a play. They've been playing Elves. Have a High Tide. Let's keep. I have 2 cantrips. So my plan, I think, is to land Ponder, looking for a familiar Mancer Snap, and then play my dual land. But maybe that's just not good enough. So I guess I probably want to go dual land, Ponder. Okay, I talked myself into it. I thought maybe I could just cantrip, play a tap lane, but then on turn 3 I'm playing a tap lane again, and that's just not good. Llanowar Elves. Plus then, you know, people have talked about waiting in order to make your cantrips better because you have more information. Wow, okay. So this is good. Familiar, no shuffle. We want to probably draw the snap and then preordain away the deep analysis. Our opponent plays a Priest of Titania. We could go familiar, snap that, but I think it's better to just bank on trying to win on the next turn on turn 4. Preordain. So bottom and bottom. Another High Tide. Okay. So we can High Tide. We'll have a ton of mana. 4 mana. We can Drifter, Snap, Drifter. We'll have 7 mana. They go Quirion Ranger into Elvish Vanguard. Plays a Lead the Stampede. So far, this deck is looking pretty explosive. They find Elvish Mystic, Mass Vandal, Priest of Titania, Quirion Ranger, so lots of good hits. Plays another Quirion Ranger. That means they can untap this Priest a couple of turns, or times. They untap it once, make 5 mana. Plays another Priest of Titania. A Mystic. I can't attack with anything that they Hydra this turn, so I don't think I'm dead. But I'll probably be dead on the next turn. Uh-oh, Crashing Drawbridge, but that doesn't matter. Not matter. Because they can't tap it this turn. Untaps. So Crashing Drawbridge allows you to have the haste creature without playing a rainbow mana. So they're mono green, but they still have a haste situation. They have 7 mana. All I have to do is draw into an Archaeomancer, then snap out my opponent. Plays Mass Vandal. Their Elvish Vanguard gets even bigger. So everything that we knew about is gone. They have 2 lands in their hand and 1 unknown. Floodplain, I think I don't want to play that right away. We'll go High Tide. High Tide again. Evoke a Muldrifter. We draw 2. We snap the Muldrifter. I'm tapping these 2. So not great. This costs me 2 mana. So I evoke the Muldrifter again. Draw. Finding a familiar. So it might be better to let this die. Play familiar. Okay, let that die. Familiar. Then I evoke this Drifter. Draw. Snap the Muldrifter. Untap. Okay, I think I'll play the Faithful. Evoke a Muldrifter again. I'm hoping to find an Archaeomancer. Draw. Did not find it. Flicker Muldrifter Island. Draw. Just completely whiffed. So here I should just play out a Beachfront. Pass a turn. They don't have lethal. We have a counterspell for Hydra or something. Play 1 land. 2 unknowns in hand. Okay, they're going for a big Hydra. Luckily I have a counterspell, but unluckily I drew a million lands. a bajillion lands. Centillions. There's no reason for me to not tap out here. Nice Hydra counter. I have one unknown. Hopefully it's not a Hydra. Tax for 5. We'll go to 18. I'm hoping to draw an Archaeomancer. Draw Lorien, so I'll cast it. Draw 3. So if that were one lower net last turn, we could have gotten there. Find Archaeomancer. We'll play it. Get back the Ghostly Flicker. That means if I survive this turn, I have infinite life. So I can afford to block with one of my familiars. They drew a Generous End, so I can give that haste. Okay, they give everything haste. Tax for 5. But they decided not to give it haste, never mind. But they just cracked the food, that's what happened. We have a foil. Just play another familiar out. And then a tap land. Draw. Maybe I shouldn't have played the tap land, that was kind of a mistake. Get the flicker. Yeah, that was a mistake. I can flicker here. Oh, I should go ahead and play my other Faithful, actually. Play the Faithful. This way I'm gaining 2 life. And it's a little bit faster. Your turn. I'm at 23. Need a High Tide or a Snap or a Flicker. Archaeomancer would also do it. I play a Forest. Winding Way. I think I'm going to counter. Because they didn't have anything going on previously, and they would have cast the Winding Way if they'd had it. I think that they just have a blank in hand and they drew the Winding Way. Love a Force of Will. Okay. They're attacking. I can actually just block both of these and then flicker and get back the flicker. We're in a holding pattern. Through a Modern Age. Let's start by drawing 3 cards. Actually, that was worse than flickering the Mulldrifter. Oh well. And I found a High Tide, so I can High Tide, play the Archaeomancer, get a High Tide, cast another High Tide, land. Let's flicker these. Now I want to get rid of my Faithfuls from the table. Snap. Get back the other snap. Bounce my Faithfuls. Snap this Faithful. And now I can proceed to snap out my opponent. So let's see how long that takes me. It's currently 20:40 on clock. We have 2 snaps in the graveyard. Okay, they conceded. We had bounced 2 creatures. Let's see what happens for sideboarding. So infinite life is okay, maybe. We want the Last Breath. I want the Prohibits, I think. We can keep like 1 Faithful in just in case. But really we want to try to combo them. Actually, Negate is better than Foil because it counters their draw spells. I'll bring in another Negate. Okay, so I have turn 2 Modern Age. I have High Tide Snap. I think it is a keep. We're worried about Mesmeric Fiend potentially. Forest and Mystic. Okay. Play my Floodplain. We're looking to probably discard the Beachfront. They play Lead the Stampede, turn 2. Reveals Quirion, Avenging Hunter, Genercent. They'll probably cast the Quirion next turn. Modern Age. I'm going to discard the Beachfront over the Glacial Floodplain because Floodplain piles in this pile. Okay, Beachfront gone. We have a Familiar. If we don't draw anything we want to cast, we can play the Floodplain on the next turn and the Familiar. They cycled the Generous End. I guess they could get rid of the Modern Age with the Masked Vandal here. So that's a downside of Modern Age. Playing a Mystic and a Quirion. They have the Avenging Hunter. It's in for 1. And I find a Mancer. We find Lorien and a Floodplain. So I will discard the Floodplain, play the Floodplain. Familiar on the table. They go straight into Avenging Hunter. Okay. That doesn't really kill me on the next turn, so I think I can just afford to cast the Lorien. I think if I draw the Archaeomancer, I can win here, though. Plays Priest of Titania, so they're going to have a lot of mana next turn. So I can High Tide into Lorien. I'm just going to cast the Lorien and pray that they don't kill me. It doesn't look like they'll kill me, but they could. Found a second High Tide. They go into Forge. 3, 4, 5. They can cast into Nyxborn for 14. Casting Lead the Stampede. Finds Ent, Quirion, Vanguard. So they can untap their Priest of Titanium multiple times now. They should tap their Elvish Mystics to play their other creatures. So they could go like Vanguard into Quirion Ranger. Okay, that's what they do. Vanguard. Gone. Plays a Quirion. This is gone. This is gone. Oops. Well, I just missed all of them. Generous Ent. Untap. There's a Timberwatch Elf. We are going to be dead next turn. If we're not dead right now. Another Quirion. 2 cards left in hand. They crack the food. They attack for 7. Okay. We find a Mortuary Mire. Well, I have to do something, so I'm going to start high tiding. High tide. High tide. Ponder. Be good to me, Ponder. Drifter, Familiar, Modern Age. Okay. So I can't shuffle. No shuffle. And then evoke the Mole Drifter. We draw 2. Then we snap the Mole Drifter. Do you have a Vines? No. Okay, untap. So now I can play the Familiar, evoke the Mole Drifter. If it doesn't hit, we can Mortuary Mire it back and then Modern Age into it. So let's evoke a Drifter. Draw. Okay, that was bad. I think I have to just... I have 6 mana. I can draw 2 cards this way. So let's cast the Modern Age. Draw. We whiff. Okay, so if I play the Mire, Modern Age into the Mole Drifter, I see 2 additional cards. If I just cast the Modern Age, I see 1 additional card. I'll have 1 extra mana. This would put me to 1, 2, I'll have 3 mana left. So if I find Archaeomancer, I win, or maybe win. If I don't find Archaeomancer, if I find like a Ponder, I would lose. I think we just have to go for the Mole Drifter line. Seems like they might have a Fairy Macabre, or they're just thinking. If they had all this stuff plus a Fairy Macabre that they didn't reveal, I would be very surprised. I would be like, you got me. They got me. That was unreal. Wow. Fairy Macabre in their opening hand. Draw. Okay. Concede. We were 1 away. We would have found them. That would have been the win. Dang. Can't do anything about that one. We accidentally left in this. Bring in the negates. With the foil. Okay. Try again. That was absurd. We're on the play. We have High Tide. Keep. I can High Tide. So the first thing I'm going to do is play out my dual land, and then I have the preordained dual land. Then I can Modern Age the Deep Analysis. Or I just go dual land, turn 2, Modern Age the Deep Analysis. And then on the next turn I can Beachfront plus draw 2. Our opponent's mulligan to 5. They're looking for that Fairy Macabre again. Okay, let's play Floodplain. Forest from the opponent. Turn 1 Elf. We're going to go ahead and play the Modern Age. Discard the Deep Analysis. No second play. Interesting. Unless they're doing it on their second main. Cycles to end. Maybe they will kill my Modern Age here. Forest. I think people overvalue Mass Vandaling this thing. It barely matters. But if they actually do that, that'd be great for me because it barely matters. Plays a Finehorn Elves. 3 cards in hand. We draw a Preordain. I'll discard the Beachfront. Draw 2 cards. Land. Let's Ponder. Archaeomancer, Lorien Revealed, Prohibit. Okay. No shuffle. They play a Winding Way. They find Forest, Quirion, Vanguard. So they can play the Quirion and then untap and play the Vanguard. Looks like they're going to play a Timberwatch. So they're close to having a win. Let's Preordain. Snap is important. So pop, land, Preordain, another snap. Okay. Top again. And then I think I pass. Turn 4. So turn 5 we can High Tide, start snapping stuff. Really depends on if they have the Macabre in hand. I can maybe flicker when the Mancer's on the table targeting the High Tide. Let's lead the Stampede. Okay. We're looking for no Macabres. No Macabres. They do have a Priest of Titania. They untap. I'm going to replay the land. It's like the Priest, we're going to counter that. We know 5 of the cards in their hand. They have 2 unknowns. Mystic. Okay. They attack in. Block. Uses the Timberwatch. So my Vector Glider is dead. I'm going to try to make this happen. High Tide. Play the Archaeomancer. See if I can get the High Tide. I did. Okay. Play High Tide. Cycle the Lorien. Get an island. Play the island. Snap the Archaeomancer. And this is infinite. Mancer again. Get the High Tide. High Tide. Infinite. Okay. Combo time. Let's go. Get the snap. I have to win off of the small amount of cards I have in my hand, though. We'll start by making a ton of mana. I've now untapped all my lands. Cast of Preordain. Familiar, okay. Maybe I should have done that earlier. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, Archaeomancer. We're going to get back the snap. And then snap it. And grab the Lorien Revealed. After untapping my lands again. Okay, Archaeomancer. Get the Lorien. Cast it, draw 3, find Mulldrifter. So that's it. That's all she wrote. Deterministic. Flicker. Get back the flicker. So it sort of makes me wonder if I should even be playing things like the Faithfuls in the main deck. We can beat these non-burn decks pretty easily just by comboing off faster. But having the Faithfuls in the 75 is important. Play a Familiar. We're going to Modern Age. Now I have to find my, let's just go ahead and snap a creature. Untap. Draw 3 cards. Looking for my other Archaeomancer, but they scooped it up. Got that 4-1 after getting demolished by Rakdos Burn in round 2. Deck is strong. I'll see you in the next video.